Hello, 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 hello. Today we're showing off the A1 Mini 3D printer from Bamboo Lab. If you have any questions about it, feel free to put them in the chat. If you'd like to get one, they're currently on sale for $199 on the TikTok shop, which is a pretty good deal, in my opinion. If you'd like to get yourself one, you can check out the little shopping bag down here. And if you have any questions about it, please let me know. Okay, so my email box was full. I cleared it out today, so if you wouldn't mind just emailing me again, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't get any kind of heads up that my email was full, but it was. I cleared it out today, so give it another try. I'm so sorry about that. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. This print should get started here pretty soon. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Absolutely. Again, I'm so sorry about that. hop over here. Doing a flow calibration test on the Kobra 3 today. It's going to take 36 hours. You should show the work they did while they print. Yeah, I can show you some finished stuff. For sure. Let's see, these are pretty cool. I printed these on the bamboo A1. They're collapsible samurai swords, so the blade is actually contained within the handle, which is pretty cool. Also printed this skull over here, which came out just freaking awesome. And it glows in the dark. Oh, not quite dark, but it does glow pretty good. So on this printer, I'm doing a flow calibration test because, believe it or not, PETG high flow has a really high flow rate, and it's been like over extruding a bit. So I did a bunch of research this morning to try and figure out how to solve that problem, and it seems like we need to lock in the flow rate. So that's what we're doing here. It's going to print each one of these little rectangles at a different flow rate, and we can just eyeball which one looks better. That's the plan. I don't have any sword lighter cases, but I do have this, which is pretty cool. Pew, pew. I guess not. I haven't seen any. Loving your new Kobra 3. Yeah, I was really liking it. And then I put some PETG in here, but it's not just regular PETG, it's high flow PETG. So the results I was getting off of it, let me see if I can compare. So yeah, like this print was off the bamboo. It's pretty clean, pretty good. And this was printed with high flow PETG, and you can see it's just a little grungy, a little over extruded. And I tried to go into the slicer settings myself and fix it by changing a bunch of different speeds and things. That wasn't it. High flow PETG has a high flow rate, so I'm doing flow calibration right now to try and lock that in. This printed great with PLA, but with that high flow material, I gotta calibrate it. So that's what we're working on today. I also did the same calibration tests on the A1 Mini, and they were pretty locked in. But again, I'm just using PLA on that, so that seems to be a bit easier to calibrate compared to this new filament. I just totally forgot it was high flow. I was just treating it like PETG. Been getting a lot of ghosting on the Kobra 3. I think it's because I need to replace my Y belt. You may just need to tighten it. That's one thing I skipped when I first got my machine, was tightening the belts, and that has helped a lot with like layer quality. You may need a new belt. You could be completely correct, but in my experience, just keeping the belts tight has some definite benefits, which I overlooked when I first got mine. It's such a nice printer, but there's like things I've thrown at it that I've overlooked that it's confronted me with, that we're working through together. Yeah, there's no like printer profiles on Anycubic for high flow PLA or PETG. Yeah, high flow PETG. So I didn't even think to try and tune that. I was just tweaking slicer settings. But here we are, doing flow calibration. That should set it right. If anybody has any questions about the Kobra 3, feel free to put them in the chat. I also have quite a few bamboo printers linked down here. They started their Black Friday sale pretty early, so they're all at least $100 off if you're in the market for a really nice 3D printer. Can't go wrong with a bamboo. Or if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Thanks for watching. Sounds good, bro. I do earn a commission if you order anything that's listed down here, so I do appreciate you taking a look. Also, I was super smart when I was messing with the flow on this thing. Right, I'm using high flow PETG, and I was like, the flow's the issue, so let's reset it to 1 instead of 95, and it was just like way worse. It was obviously over, and then I pushed it the wrong way, which was dumb. What would be a good beginner system for a teenager? I would say for like a first 3D printer, A1 Mini is a great place to start. How am I liking the Kobra compared to the A1? They've both got their sweet spots. It's definitely nicer to have something with a bigger bed. The A1 I have is the Mini, so it's like 7.5 inches. But yeah, the print quality on both is really good with PLA. And I haven't really thrown any PETG in this one. I was like saving it for the Kobra because it has the built-in filament dryer in the A system. So I threw high flow PETG in there and was getting too much flow. And I just figured out why, because it's high flow. Do they come with filaments? No, but I do have some linked down here that you can pick up. If you get 4 or more of any of the bamboo filaments, they should be 20% off. I don't think it's 100% necessary to keep PLA dry, but you will get like a bit of a nicer result if you do keep it dry and you live in a really humid like environment. PETG is a lot more sensitive to moisture in the air. PLA is not so sensitive, but it does still absorb moisture. So somewhere down the line, you're probably gonna need to get a filament dryer. it's going to help you more than it's going to hurt you. And that's why it's really nice that that's built into the Kobra system. Absolutely. I feel really silly, but I just kind of learned about these settings within the slicer, so I'm going to show them to you because I didn't know about them. Let's see here. So if you go to the top of your page here in Bamboo Slicer, there's a thing called calibration, and this actually like really nicely walks you through how to calibrate your printer. You can do flow dynamics and flow rate, which are a couple different tests. I ran my Bamboo through both of those today, and it's printing like butter, like super smooth. You can do something very similar on the Anycubic slicer. Let's see. That one. So yeah, they have a calibration button up here too, nice and tiny. And you can do flow rate and pressure advance on there as well. And that's what I'm running on it right now to kind of lock it in, because I'm using a high flow PETG, and it's been a little finicky as far as flow goes. So hopefully this will give me a bit of a better print result without going in and changing a bunch of different speed settings and stuff. That's what I was trying to do before, and just focusing on those two calibrations that are built into the slicers, which I didn't even know about until today. Should give me a much better print result. And like I said, the stock settings for PLA on both of these slicers is pretty good out of the box. High flow PETG is kind of a newer material, so there's not presets for it. So I think that's why I was running into so many issues with this particular filament. But now that I figured out how to calibrate it, that's what we're working on with the Kobra 3. And we'll hop over here to the A1. It's printing really nicely. It's super clean. And it's just humming along. So yeah, even if you've got a really nice printer, it doesn't hurt to tune it a little bit. That's what I learned today. If anybody has any questions about these printers, feel free to put them in the chat. This is the A1 Mini 3D printer from Bamboo Labs. It's probably the easiest, beginner-friendly 3D printer on the market, and it's currently on sale for $199, so $200 to get a pretty awesome 3D printer. You can tap down here to get one, and if you have any questions about it, please ask. I'm having a bit more fun watching the Kobra today. It's been keeping me on my toes. Howdy. How's it going? Again, if anybody has any questions about the Kobra 3, feel free to put them in the chat. If you're enjoying the live, tap the screen a couple times. Thanks for watching. I want to get this whole thing in the frame here. Roll this up. Yeah. Finally started to have adhesion issues. I got a Staples brand of purple blue stick. About to try it. If it does go on a little thick, like you see it a little clumpy in spaces, just get like a wash rag and get it a little damp, and you can actually kind of smooth it out with like a wet wash rag, because it's washable glue. And I found that to work pretty good to keep that layer of glue nice and thin. Because sometimes, especially with like the textured build plate, it'll kind of clump up in spots. For sure. Howdy. Hey, we're doing calibrations today. Thank you for the roses. That's a nice angle.